Hello, and welcome to another Albion online video. This time what we're going to do, we're going to go for some corrupted dungeons, but I'm going to change up my build a little bit to stuff I haven't used yet. So I'm going to be using some plate shoes, and I'm also going to be using the taproot as my offhand. But since I haven't used any of the lower tier versions of it, I don't have access to it yet. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to craft it myself, because in case you guys haven't noticed already, or you're wondering, if you're like looking at the market and you see these things that are like really expensive, it's probably better to craft it yourself, especially like taproot. I'll show it here in a bit, the actual price of crafting it. Like on the marketplace, there was only one of them for like 300k, and when you check the price just to craft it, it was like 30 or 40k or something, maybe even 50,000. But that's a big difference right there. And in order to learn how to make the taproot, it's so easy too, because I just needed to I bought like 2 tier 5 fire staffs, and then I bought like 14 tomes. I accidentally used the one I was going to use for learning the actual ability, the specs, in order to actually use the taproot. But anyways, yeah, so it costs, I don't know, just a couple thousand silver to be able to unlock crafting taproots, and then there's such a huge market you guys can do. So I didn't go into it, but if you guys want to, you can start doing some like taproot crafting, because the pieces for it are so cheap right now. Yeah, a little tip for you guys who want to make a little bit more silver: just go ahead and craft a bunch of taproots. Anyways, the build that we're going for here is we're going for the BloodLetter with a taproot as my offhand, and I'm going to go for the assassin jacket with the mage cowl for the fire breath, and then we're going to use the guardian boots just for the healing run. And let's see, yeah, the reason why I'm using assassin jacket is I could go towards like a mage robe or something, which could be a little bit more useful, purging their shields and stuff like that, but I don't have any spec in it at all, and I kind of want to leave some spec into my gear set, so I'm just going to stick with assassin, since I already have some spec in the leather armors, just for that little bit more of item power. And also a thing, if you guys want to do corrupted dungeons, a tip for you guys is you want to aim for at least around 1,000 item power. I know it's not easy to get when you're like just starting out, but like here I'm in 4.1, but if you have absolutely no spec at all and you want to do corrupted dungeons, maybe a 4.2 would be a little bit better. It'll push up your item power up to a decent amount, like 950 or somewhere up there, which definitely helps a lot in corrupted dungeons. And the reason for that is I believe it's like hard cap, not hard cap, but like there's a cap. Once you reach 1,000 item power, it'll start to diminish the numbers above that. I don't know by how much. I would need to look that up, but basically when you get to 1,000, it'll start to diminish. So let's say you have 1,100 item power, it'll probably go down to like 1,010 item power or something like that. So it's not worth it to go like tier 8 inside of a stalker dungeon. Oh yeah, this is only for a stalker dungeon, by the way, this cap. So yeah, you need, I believe it was it 900 in order to get the stalker? I believe you need 900 item power in order to get into stalkers, and then the cap's at 1,000. So going beyond that, it'll slowly get nerfed. But if you really want to kind of like not abuse the system, but if you want to cheese like some like 8.3 inside of stalker dungeons just to have like a little bit more item power with a build that you can dominate in, you could kind of do that to kind of cheese it and like increase your chances of winning. But there's always a chance that because your item power is being reduced so much that someone who's lower gear than you could probably kill you, and then that'd be a big loss, losing that kind of gear in there. Especially since all the prices for like high-end gear is still extremely expensive unless you craft it yourself. So yeah, I would also recommend enchanting stuff yourself. Like craft the flat version of whatever you're trying to make, and then just buy the runes. And the price of runes has gone up a little bit. I mean, it goes up and down like quite fast because a lot of people are holding on to them, or I don't know. I bought like a bunch of them, and then later on, like an hour later, there was a bunch more on the market, but they're around like, was it 40 or 50 silver for each rune, and you need like 1,000 of them, so that is kind of expensive, but overall you'll be saving money, because if you look at the market, the flat 4 items are like a relatively good price, and then once you get to 0.1 or 0.2, the price just goes like way out of hand. I think it's a lot cheaper if you just buy the runes and upgrade it yourself. But like always, you should always look at the market prices, see how much it would cost to buy like I believe it's like 96 for like the boots and helmet and offhand and the cape. Then it's like doubled that for the chest piece, and then 4 times that for your weapon. So you always gotta like, see how much you need in order to upgrade, or you just go tier 5, like a flat tier 5, craft it yourself, and it solves the issue of getting like around a 4.1 item power. Alright, and after getting all the fame I needed to get my items, I'm going straight into the corrupted dungeons.
He's just gonna hit me with his E and I'm dead. Of course it's one of these guys. Oh, we have my poison pot right there. Fuck you.
And there you have it, not bad, right? 3 corrupted dungeons in a row, 3 wins. I didn't have to re-gear at all, so that was nice. And we made a decent little chunk of change for all this stuff. I did get some pretty bad trash rate, especially towards all the weapons. And oh man, I'm glad that I beat that holy staff. That was one of the most toxic and annoying builds to fight, even in the current NA server, in the current metas. It's like one of the most annoying things to deal with because its self-healing is so strong, and it has with that helmet, if you hit them with that helmet on, they get all their mana back, so you can't really hit them during that period, and they just whittle you down with their Thatford cape and their auto attacks and some Q spamming, and they just, when you try to go in on them, they just full heal every single time, every few seconds, like what, 10 or less than that seconds, they're just full health again. So it's really hard to beat them, and I'm glad I was able to whittle him down and get him to a point where he couldn't full heal anymore, and he was just spamming it. And I think he had some healing sickness because of how often he was spamming that thing. But anyways, I'm glad I was able to take him down. Those builds are really annoying, and I hope if you guys are doing corrupted dungeons, you don't have to face that, because oh man, that is that is toxic. I mean, you could try this build out and maybe you'll win it as well. But anyways, I'm not going to take this one too long in the outro here, but thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.
Living in a crowded dream, searching for the quiet that you need